The other part here is to understand our intercept. So we were just now working with the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is where we cross the y-axis. So keep in mind the y-axis is the line that goes vertically. Okay, so in this case it would be that point right there. So that point is 0, 3. So the y-intercept is at 3, so the coordinate is 0, 3. Okay, on the other hand, here's my x-intercept. It's where we cross the x-axis, so that is at 2. Its coordinate is 2, 0. So intercepts are where the line crosses the axis, okay? So the y-axis is the y-intercept, cross the x-axis is the x-intercept. Okay, so we'd really be asked to do two things. One is identify them, and the other is find them and graph them, okay? So in this case, my y-intercept, I'm looking for where I see it cross. There it is. So it's at 0, -2. Here's my x-intercept. I see it there. It's at 6, 0. Here's my y-intercept. It's +2, so it should be 0, 2. Here's my x-intercept. It's at 4, so it should be at 4, 0. Okay? All right, so that's pretty straightforward. You're just looking for the intercept where you cross the x-axis, where you cross the y-axis. Okay, so what about if we need to graph them? Well, here it says the x-intercept's at 4, so I'm going to go to 4 on the x-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I put my point. Now I see the y-intercept's at -3, so I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put my point. And now I have the 2 points. I can draw the line through with arrows. So I can graph the entire line just based on the intercepts. Forgetting about the slope. I don't have to have the slope if I have both of the intercepts. Okay, so here, the x-intercept's at -1, so I go left 1, sorry. The y-intercept's at -4, so I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. And then I'm going to toss my line through it with arrows. So again, I can graph the entire equation if I know the x and y-intercept. So what do I do if I want to graph the x and y-intercept but I don't know them? Okay, so let's show that. That's our last thing here for lesson 4. So to find an x-intercept, I'm going to make the y equal 0. To find a y-intercept, I make the x equal 0. All right, so let's do that, and then we'll sketch a graph and show how we do it. Okay, so here I see 2x plus 7y equals 28. Okay, so for the x-intercept, the y needs to be 0. All right, well, let's substitute that in. 2x plus 7 times 0 equals 28. Well, anything times 0 is just 0, so that's gone. So I get 2x equals 28. Now we use our skills to solve. Divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals 14. So this point should be 14, 0. Okay. Now let's do it for my y-intercept. So the y-intercept is what's y when x is 0. So now I'm going to do 2 times 0 plus 7y equals 28. Again, part of what should make this easy is anything times 0 is 0. So that just cancels. So now I get 7y equals 28. Divide by 7, divide by 7. 28 divided by 7, y equals 4. 0, 4. That is my y-intercept. Okay, let's show that a couple more times here. So here I see x plus 2y equals 4. Okay, so how would I find my x-intercept? I'm going to plug a 0 in for y. So it reads x plus 2 times 0 equals 4. Again, anything times 0 is canceled because it's just 0, so I get x equals 4. That's it, I'm done. 4, 0. All right, let's show for the y-intercept. So for the y-intercept, again, it's when x is 0. So it's going to read 0 plus 2y equals 4. Well, that doesn't matter for the 0, so I get 2y equals 4. Divide by 2, divide by 2, y equals 2. 0, 2. Okay, you can kind of see the pattern here. I plug a 0 in and I solve. And then, once I have these coordinates, I just graph it. So I could graph it based on these points. So here's a sketch of my graph. 0, 4, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. I put my point. 14, 0, so obviously it's just going to be way over here. Eventually, if I did 14 tick marks to get over to that, I draw my line through it with arrows. Okay, same thing here. So I see my points. What are my points? 0, 2, okay, up to, point, 4, 0. So write 4, point, line with arrows. So again, how did I solve for this? I plugged a 0 in for x, and I got the y value. I plugged a 0 in for y and I got the x value. Then I had my two x-intercept, y-intercept values, plotted those points wherever they were, line with arrows. All right, this is a summary of lesson 4. Hope that helped.